Do you have a Sentro circular knitting machine and would like to make more than a double layer beanie hat? Go get your machine out of the box, and today we're going to make a beginner ear warmer, and it can also be a neck warmer as well. Skills you need for this tutorial is the waste yarn cast on and cast off method, along with how to close the tube in the round. I'm going to show you how to do this in the tutorial, but if you need more information or helpful tips on to successfully use your Sentro knitting machine, take a look at the playlist link below, Sentro Basics. For this tutorial, we need your machine set into tube mode. So the button on the side of your machine should look like this, where the button is down next to the T, which stands for tube. You can also make this project on the King Addi 46 and also the Sentro 40 knitting machine. It just wouldn't be as wide. So to get going making our ear warmer or our neck warmer, I'm using this yarn from my yarn stash. It's I Love This Yarn in Cobblestone Ivory, and it's the print collection. Now this is a thicker number 4 medium weight 100% acrylic yarn. Acrylic yarn's really great for beginners because it's smoother, it doesn't catch like wool yarn can, and it works really nicely in the machine. Now this is slightly thicker, so I'm putting it in my yarn basket and I'm pulling it through the center. You can also cake your yarn if you would like, or you can ball it as well. I like putting it on the ground in front of my machine. This helps a little bit with tension. Next, you're also going to need what's called waste yarn. This is in a contrasting color that's not part of your project yarn, but in a similar weight. I like to use yarn scraps for this. We're going to cast on. I like to start at my white needle because that's just a nice starting and stopping visual point for me. And we'll do our cast on, and then once we get back to our white needle, we're going to put it down into the yarn holder. And then I'm going to put the yarn in the middle hole of my yarn tensioner. And now I'm going to crank out about 7 rows or so, and this is our waste yarn cast on. Once done, I'm going to put that yarn into the middle of the machine. Now we're going to add on our project yarn. I put on a little bit of a tail because we don't want it to come off of our machine. And I'm going to start my first row on the left side of my white needle. You'll notice that the waste yarn is still hooked under the white needle, and so we don't want to skip any needles with any yarns, or else you're going to get a hole and then you'll get a drop stitch. I have the yarn in the middle hole of my yarn tensioner, but you'll also see that I'm not just relying on my yarn tensioner by itself. I'm also using my left hand to create tension. The next question I always get is how many rows should I do? This will vary depending on your head circumference and the yarn that you're using. With this yarn, I like to do about 80 rows, and this works really well for a lot of number 4 medium weight acrylic yarns. Now, if you have a larger head circumference, you might want to add about 5 or so rows at a time until you get